Hey, YouTube. Hey, one person lurking in the background. I'll wait to see more people come on in. All right, I'll be back. Whoever's in here by the time I come back. Oh, damn it. All right, I'm back. Where is everybody? I'm going to wait for a few more minutes. I know since I haven't been consistent coming on here, I guess people are just not coming back anymore. Well, I'm still working. So right now, between listening in a Zoom room, there's not much going on anyway. But I said, let me come on and see what y'all up to. So, if most of y'all don't know, the tax deadline has been extended till May 17th. That means you have until May 17th to pay any tax return that's due, as well as to file your tax return. But in terms of estimated tax payments, of course, that's still April 15th, which is the quarterly estimated taxes for those who are self-employed, independent contractors, and, you know, regarding the stimulus checks, I guess it's rolling out. I haven't got mine yet, but according to IRS.gov, where's my refund? I'm supposed to either get my refund on Monday, but it didn't give me anything about the stimulus. Now, maybe I got it and didn't realize it, but I'm going to go back and check. But I don't think I did get that stimulus check because I know I indicated previous banking information. And I'll just get it when I get it, I'm not going to worry about it because number one, I'm planning on saving my refunds and saving it for emergencies. So since I do have to buy me a brand new water heater, the water heater is leaking in the garage, and it is very hard to take cold showers without any hot water. So I don't understand it. With Lowe's, I made an appointment for someone to come up to a repair, but I don't think it needs a repair at this point. It just needs to be replaced. Then I wanted to either debate about getting a tankless water heater, but that's going to be thousands of dollars. So at this point, I'm just going to get something that's going to be good for me to get. And since I would say in less than 10 years, give or take, a 5-year plan, I don't plan on living in this house much longer anyway, God willing. But it's just a lot of things. So I'm trying to, there's a lot of upgrades and maintenance I need to do. So there's a few things I need to do with my stimulus check. So water heater's one, a brand new door is another, and I want to get a brand new dishwasher because I never did buy a dishwasher when I bought my appliances. So those are the three things that I need to try to buy. But I'm not trying to invest in a whole lot of money, considering that if I choose to rent this house as a rental or buy. But right now, it's a buyer's market. Is on Nextdoor. A lot of people's been getting phone calls every day, 5, 6, 10 days, 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day, texting, phone calls. We want to know if you're interested in selling this property, blah, blah, blah. It's getting aggravating. And so many people are getting phone calls that is being posted on Nextdoor. It's like a Facebook group for like neighborhoods, and it's getting ridiculous. So some people, they're not even trying to give people what the market value is. They trying to go lowball. And I'm like, nope, you're not going to lowball me, So, and then, other than that, that's pretty much it. Tax deadline is extended for an extra month. This, Intuit service is going to probably be about the middle of May. I'm just trying to work the number of weeks. Next week is the bonus. So, part of my bonus is to work 35 hours at least in certain days. Hey, Romeo. And then on certain days, especially April 15th, there's like a requirement of working at least 6 hours to get the bonus. So that's one thing I'm trying to make sure that I accomplish. And pretty much that's it. There ain't really much going on. Romeo, what you up to? I see you've been trying to make videos. So I see you've been trying to do that. But other than that, I don't know. It's not a whole lot going on. Hold on, let me see what they're doing in the other. Hold on, I'll be back. Is it? I only have one person in the chat. All right, Romeo, if you want to come on in the chat, you can. But if not, then I'm just going to end the chat for the night. Oh, 2 people in here. Oh, well. It's getting kind of hard to start coming up with topics, you know? I could usually talk about the usual things, but that's getting kind of boring. You know? all the rant videos I was making and all my experiences of doing all the gig work and Instacart and Ship and Grubhub, Uber Eats. It's going on almost, let me see, 16, 17, 19, what, 5 years? Even though I haven't done it for about going on a year now from not doing these apps. I mean, I still do other things, but the usual food delivery apps. It'll be about almost a little bit over a year not doing them. And then I got notification about, oh, come on, do wanted me to come on and do DoorDash. They was like, oh, come on, we got promotions with DoorDash. And, I was like, nope. No. And if you ever hear me go back and do DoorDash, I can assure you I'm not going to be using my brand new vehicle to do it. I'm not going to be driving Black Beauty to be doing no food deliveries if I was to do DoorDash. It's just too much has changed. I remember when I did DoorDash, when I first started, it was $5 per delivery plus the tips. And I did pretty good with when it was more very nicer restaurants, it wasn't fast food and an 8-hour day. I could probably, in an 8-hour day on a Saturday, I could easily made almost $200 in one day. It was, I figured I did like 20 deliveries, $5 each. It was $100, and then you put the tips on that was almost equal. People tipped $5, $6, depending on the orders. That was the shoe. That was really good in the day. Then Grubhub, same thing. A typical Sunday, I could do dinner. I didn't have to work all day, and I made over $100. Uber Eats, all those apps back in the day, boy, it was so lucrative. It was like you could easily, I easily made, not even trying, it was at least about $750, $800, if not more. If I really was to go back on my previous records and keep, I made pretty decent amount of money for someone who didn't drag it on all day. I didn't do it like that. I didn't put a whole bunch of miles on the car. I didn't have to drive all over the place. Only thing I had to do that was all over the place was when I first started doing Ship. Rather, trying to grab up all the areas and stuff. But other than that, when I reflect back on the date when I first started doing it, and all the people I met on YouTube and following their channels, and it's just different now. I don't even hear too much from like Terry Tips, and I know he probably still doing Uber and stuff, but I don't know. But you could just feel the energy is not the same. Even people making YouTube videos, you don't hear too much people. But see, you know what? I think people were always doing YouTube to get those referral money. They wasn't really doing it to talk about the experiences. Some people were doing it more so as trying to get it out there to do the referrals. Yeah, they did the food deliveries here and there, but you could tell from the whole ways how things have changed, and it gets to a point where it's time to move on from these different gigs. And there's a lot of different gigs out there too. It's not just picking up people and food deliveries. I just think now I always wonder if the coronavirus didn't occur, what kind of what would have happened, what really would have happened. But I remember even then when I first started, I said that 5 years things are going to change. Food deliveries, it's like something was going to change. When I did it, it'll be almost 4 or 5 years ago. I said, no, it's going to reach its peak at a certain time. And after 5 years or so, it's just going to be a drastic decline. And that's exactly what happened. It was a decline. Now, I'm not saying that the coronavirus, was the sole reason of the decline, but it was bound to happen. It was just bound to happen, even if coronavirus didn't come about, because knowing from experience, when I used to go to those private restaurants, not fast food chains, but those other restaurants, I used to talk to the people. See, they had those people locked into a contract. They signed up for the activation fees and that tablet and stuff. Those people, some of those restaurants had 2-3 years lock contract on some of those contracts they had with Grubhub and Uber Eats and all the rest of them. And them paying out 30-40% of the receipts for the deliveries. I was like, well, goddamn, See, that's why you don't really hear a lot of restaurants and, like Asian restaurants and places that uses Uber Eats and Grubhub anymore for service. A lot of those businesses did suffer with the pandemic, they did suffer from that pandemic where a lot of those restaurants had closed down. But a lot of them, there was no way you could pay all these different companies 30-40% to use the delivery for food service. And then some of them had, some say, oh, we open for takeout, and then they started resorting to one. See, at one point, a lot of restaurants had 4 or 5 different tablets. They resorted down to one. They said, we can't use all these companies. Everybody gets a cut, So they had to, knock it down to Uber Eats and DoorDash. And then at that point, when these restaurants suffered and they wasn't getting, because I'm telling you, most of the money that most restaurants make, especially like those private ones, not fast food, most of them came in for dine-in. It was the dine-in service that made up the bulk of the income and money, not deliveries. Very few. It was a very small percentage of people would actually deliver, ordered food for delivery. Or they may come in and say, I'm going to pick it up. Other than that, it's the dining experience that people was able to really make the money. Dining services, restaurants, it wasn't the delivery, So I would say it was quite interesting in a sense. So I was, just to reflect on doing those type of gig jobs and the many people that I met throughout these few years. Some people I still get in contact with, but a lot of people, I really don't hear too much from them too much anymore. I don't even see them on YouTube. And some people who I was following that was doing the food geek apps, some of them went into a whole new ventures of different things. One person I would follow, she was she went to do notary. She was doing Instacart and stuff, and then they went on to just went on to do something else. You have to always reinvent yourself, put it that way. Reinvent yourself in terms of what you want to do. even Uberman Tampa, you know, he went into a line of selling soap products and different kind of soaps, and I don't know what you want to call it. Herbs type of natural health care products. I guess that's what I would say. A natural health care line. And the name, it just sounds pretty good. You know? I mean, I know for one thing the price is too low, but I was like, where's your profit margin? But I'm not saying you should be $10, $15, $20 for the product, but it's a learning experience, I guess. You know, you have to put it out there, try it out, see how it goes. You know. But other than that, the tax season's about to we're into it. Probably somewhere around the middle of May, it'll be finished. Then I'll come back, you know, depending on the 6-month extension, if they'll call people back earlier than normal or whatever they're going to do. I don't know. So, but other than that, ain't nobody on here. So I'm going to end the stream early. I ain't really have much to say. So I will talk to y'all later. Oh, let me show y'all something real quick. I came across this book a few years ago, The Death of Cliff Huxtable, Diva Blue Publications. This person, her name is Teresa Duval Vest. She wrote a book, and this was a few years ago. And when did she wrote this book? I had this book. She wrote this book back in 2015. And boy, let me tell you, it is pretty good. And this was way before, you know, this was way before the scandal and stuff. Or it might have been about it, but this is a really good book. Let me tell you. She just is self-published. Let me show you. That's the back cover of it. It's really, you know. And I was following her on YouTube at one time, and she just wrote, you know, came up with this fictional book. It was really, really good. I mean, just the way how it was, it is fiction, so it just had a lot of. I'm gonna have to reread this again, because if this book was to ever to be republished and someone really picks it up again and was to read it, it would get some good reviews. I really enjoyed it. I need to contact her. I don't know her personally. I just follow her on YouTube at one time. She lives in the DC area. Well, she lived in the DC area at one time, and then her and her wife, they moved. I think she said she moved to Texas. I think they moved to Texas at one time. Yeah, I think they moved to Texas the last time I was following her. Yeah. I should wonder to see if they still in Texas. I hope they all right though. But this was a pretty good, this was an interesting book, I tell you. But anywho, I don't know who the two people just lurking in the background, but I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.